Today I want to talk about the concept of physical and nervous system recovery. And the way to best understand this is the saying, what goes up must come down. And when you exercise, even though it can feel very relaxing and very stress reducing, often what it's doing is it's turning your nervous system on. It's turning it up, it's activating it. And we have to counter that. The more intense your exercise is, with even more creative and thoughtful ways to rest and recover afterward. We have to turn the nervous system back down. So what I'm going to show you today is a very short routine that you can do either after a workout, before you go to bed at night, or both. Anytime that you need to turn your nervous system down, relax, de-stress, focus on your breathing, focus on your body, and feel great. So try out this short routine for best results to get the most out of your exercise. We're going to start by foam rolling both quads. We're going to do one at a time. You're on both elbows and on one knee to help position the big meaty muscle of the quad, one leg at a time, on the foam roller, putting a lot of pressure on it. You're going to do each side for about 30 seconds, and you're going to use long, slow, gliding motions from the top of the leg to the top of the knee. It's probably going to be pretty tender for a lot of people. The quad tends to hold a lot of tension. So go easy on yourself if it's one of your first times doing it and you're experiencing a lot of discomfort. Next, we're going to do the hamstrings. You flip over, you face forward. The meaty part of the back of your upper leg goes on the foam roller. The other knee is bent with the foot on the floor, helping steer. So again, we're doing one leg at a time. We're doing each one for about 30 seconds. And we're really focusing on staying on muscle. So we're not rolling the hip itself. We're not rolling the back of the knee. We're just staying on that long muscle in the upper back part of the leg. And again, this is an area that can be really tight for a lot of people. So go easy on this. Keep the pressure as light as you need it to be by pushing harder on your hands or on the other foot. Then we're going to do the glutes. It's a very similar position to what you were just in, except you're going to cross one ankle over the other knee. And then this is key, lean in the direction of the lifted leg. So the foot that is up, the foot that is not on the ground, that is the hip that you are going to roll onto. So basically you're putting a lot of weight on one butt cheek and none on the other. You're going to do both sides for about 30 seconds and make sure again that you're really tilted over. You're rolling the side of the lifted foot. And my other tip is to keep that lifted foot flexed, meaning don't point the toe, do the opposite. Pull the toe back toward the knee. That will help protect the knee joint and at the same time give you the most effective roll in the hip. Next, we're going to do the IT band. You're going to get in a very side plank-like position. You're going to get on one elbow, one hand. Your top leg is going to come over for support. The bottom leg is going to stay straight. This can be extremely tender, very tight for a lot of people. So if you need to, you can rotate yourself either slightly forward or slightly back throughout the move to kind of get the side of the IT band, but really get more into the quads or more into the hamstrings, respectively, whether you use the front or the back more. Again, we're going to do about 30 seconds on each side with this IT band area. We're going to use long gliding strokes from the top of the hip down to the top of the knee. We're going to stay off of bony joints. We're just going to roll the large muscles and the tendons on the side of the leg. So keep going back and forth for about 30 seconds on each side. Now we're going to get into the back. Lay on the roller, knees bent, feet on the floor, roller around your mid-back shoulder area. Extend your arms overhead. Inhale, get a good stretch, and then we're going to interlace the fingers behind the head, pick the hips up off the floor, and just roll the shoulder blade area back and forth. We're going to stay in this spot again for about 30 seconds. Focus on keeping your elbows as open and as wide as you can, keeping your hands behind the head. Keep your back neutral. Use your feet to push yourself back and forth and keep your hips off the ground. You can experiment with different angles in terms of opening the elbows more versus kind of protracting the shoulders outward more. Then we're going to do the lats. You're going to get into almost a side plank position, but your hips are going to be lying on the floor. You're going to position the roller just under the armpit. It's not quite up in the armpit, it's just under it. And then you're going to do some spinal rotations by reaching for that hand that's laying on the floor. Really get good rib mobility as you reach. Let your whole torso twist. The other arm is going to be fairly flat out on the ground. This is going to allow you to put a lot of weight onto the big lat muscle, which is basically the upper part of your back, the side part of your back. And just keep twisting and keep breathing. Try to get as much motion as you can with each breath and do about 30 seconds on each side. Next, we're going to get into some downward dog without the foam roller. For downward dog, start in a plank position and then push the hips up toward the ceiling. Think about keeping your spine as neutral as possible and looking at the floor. You should feel a good stretch through your hamstrings, through your calves, and through your back. Keep very active arms, meaning push through the hands and through the arms. And we're going to finish with some relaxed belly breathing. So lie on your back either with your legs up a wall or resting on a chair or a couch. Let your lower back just melt into the floor and first really focus on relaxing. Let your hips relax, let your shoulders relax. Let your shoulders sink away from your ears, keep them nice and low. Totally relax your legs so that you don't have to use any muscular effort to keep your legs in that 90-degree position, elevated. And then just focus on your breathing. As you inhale, consciously allow your belly to move upward as your torso expands with air. And then as you exhale, think about your abdominal muscles contracting down.